Welcome to Dark Leyends. This week I bring you a horror story that will leave you with goosebumps. This story takes place in a small school in a provincial town. There will be mysteries, legends, and suspense to keep you on the edge of your seats. If you want to know more about this chilling story, keep listening, you won't regret it.
The story begins in a small, old school in a provincial town. The school was surrounded by lush vegetation and the students felt safe, oblivious to the dreary atmosphere that pervaded the place. The classes were boring, the teachers distant, and most of the students were looking forward to the vacations. One day, however, one of the teachers decided to tell his students an old legend about the school. It was about the ghost of a blonde-haired girl in a white dress who wandered around the schoolyard at night. Some said she was a former student who had died in a tragic accident many years ago. The students froze when they heard the story, but soon dismissed the legend as a mere fabrication. However, some students began to notice strange things around the school. The sounds of footsteps in the corridor, a flickering light in the classroom, a shadow moving by the window. The children began to feel a growing fear each time night fell. But their fear turned to terror when one evening one of the students disappeared without a trace. The police arrived at the school to investigate, but found no clue as to what had happened to the student. Immediately, they began to fear for their lives. Each night, fear grew among them. Soon they began to whisper that the ghost of the blonde-haired girl was wandering the halls of the school. Fear gripped the students, and everyone made sure they were inside their classrooms before darkness fell over the school. No one dared to go out into the courtyard after dark, and the school became a gloomy and eerie place. They were convinced that the ghost of the blonde-haired girl had returned and was taking revenge on the students for despising her legend. Everyone began to fear for their lives, and the teachers decided to close the school until the mystery was solved. Finally, the police discovered that the missing student had been kidnapped by a group of bandits who had infiltrated the school. This revelation restored peace of mind to the students, but the ghost of the blonde-haired girl remains a mystery to this day. This horror story teaches us a lesson about the power of the human imagination and the stories we are told. The legend of the blonde-haired girl teaches us that sometimes what we believe to be a simple fabrication can have a much more terrifying reality. This story also shows us how fiction can have a real impact on our lives. So remember that sometimes imagination can be more dangerous than we can imagine. If you want to know more interesting horror stories, subscribe to our channel to receive 3 new videos every week. See you soon.